What? Okay, seems like we are live. Tell me please in the chat whether you hear me and see me. Hopefully everything is working. Hi guys, I'm Evgeny Alexeyev and welcome to the Journey to Grandmaster, the place where you can improve every aspect of your chess game. Today we are gonna play a Title Tuesday tournament together. And well, I decided if I'm still playing a tournament and I'm gonna blunder everything that is possible to blunder, I might as well make a live stream so that you guys can learn from my mistakes and hopefully not repeat it in your own games. And maybe in the best case scenario, we are even gonna play a few good games. So let's see. Uh-huh. Chip Koslocha. There is some kind of mistake here. And now we are live. Yeah, hopefully we are live here. Not sure. How do I check whether it's working? Okay, we have somebody in the comments. Hi there, do you hear me and see me? Because I have got some kind of connection problems here. Hi Ivan, nice to meet you. Nice to see you here. Okay, now it seems like everything is working. Okay, so what about the tournament? Yeah, it's a lot of great players today. I mean, Hikaru is playing, Daniel is playing, Fabiano Caruana, Wesley So. I mean, so many famous and top grandmasters. It's gonna be a very, very tough tournament. Let me open up the comments so I can see it somewhere. Yeah, so the tournament is about to start in just 1 minute. And yeah, hi. Everything is fine. Thank you very much. Yeah, okay, so we are good to go. And yeah, the first game is going to be in 1 minute. I'm not sure, like I have never done it before, playing such a strong tournament and making a live stream at the same time. I have a fear a little bit that I'm gonna uh, play very badly and comment as well. But yeah, let's see. At least some points I have to score, and then it's already not gonna be that bad. And in the worst case scenario, you're just gonna learn how you should not play chess. So yeah, very excited to see we have 400 players, 417. There are a lot of grandmasters, like probably 100 grandmasters or something like that, and yeah, maybe even more actually, and a lot of very, very famous guys. It's always a very, very tough tournament. It's almost impossible to win a prize, I would say. It's like 5 first places get a prize, but uh, realistically, it's literally impossible. You have to score like 9 points out of 11 playing against top grandmasters. Doesn't seem to be realistic, but at least you have a chance to play against those top guys, and that's incredible, I guess. Okay, so we are starting the game here against a 2250 rated player. I'm gonna play the Philidor defense. Hopefully you see the clock and the game as well. Okay, so he takes on a5. I'm gonna take it back. Bishop c4, that's the main line, and now I'm playing king e8, just protecting this pawn for now. And yeah, now I want to play c6, make sure that this knight is not coming to d5 or b5. And then, yeah, I'm pretty fine here. Of course, I can't castle, but it's not such a big deal because the queens are off the board. At some point, I should play b5, but I'm not sure whether I can do it right now. Maybe I should castle. Play knight d7 first, he castles, and then b5, or maybe... Yeah, let's try, because f3 is not the most aggressive move, so seems like no sacrifices are working, and otherwise, I don't know if a4 right now is a5 right now is a good idea, because I'm kind of weakening the c4 square, which is not that great. Now this knight might come to c4, but meanwhile I have bishop c5 attacking this bishop, and then once the bishops are going off the board, I have knight to c5 attacking the bishop on b3, so it seems like a good position. The king should go to e7 at the end of the day, and then the rook goes to d8. Okay, now the knight can go to c4. That's already great. So I'm continuing my development. At some point I should play bishop to e6, but the problem is once I exchange those bishops, then the knight is coming to c4 and my pawn on a5 would be weak. Maybe I should bring my knight to b6. It's actually not that simple, but I have some time, so let me try to do that. Because, yeah, this square is essential. My knight on f6 is not doing much. It might be useful for me to do that. He has like 2 tempi here in meanwhile, but I don't see any active way for him to use it. My position is very solid. And my plan is to play knight to b6 and bishop to e6. And then knight to c4 wouldn't be possible in the end of the day. Otherwise, I might take the bishop with a knight back. Okay, h4. The rook is coming. No, the rook is not coming. I'm not sure what is the point. But I'm just gonna continue. Okay, it's going away. But now I have knight e6 too, because knight, yeah, I really want to do that. The knight would be great on d4. f4, I'm not that sure takes. Now it's hanging. Bishop a6 takes, doesn't give me anything, so let me take. And now, yeah, knight d4, he has knight e2, that's a problem. And we are gonna just exchange everything. It's not bad, but maybe that's the best I have. Maybe I have bishop e6 here and takes. I was going to play rook e8 there in the end, but doesn't really work that way. Okay, how do I play for win? Because that was my goal, but yeah, it's not simple. If I take, just rook d1 there and everything is going off the board, let me play bishop e6. Because if he takes, I don't have bishop c4, just knight f5 checks, that's a problem. But yeah, maybe after knight d4, now I have rook to d8, although there is bishop to d5, bishop takes, knight f5, king f6, takes. Yeah, that seems to work, but I might as well blunder something. Let's hope that I'm not blundering it. So apart from bishop to d5, everything is great. Because the knight is pinned, I'm about to take it back, and I also want to take the bishop on c4. That would destroy white's pawn structure. Okay, yeah, that is the best move, I guess, for white. Now I'm taking it back, but still it's nothing. Maybe if he takes, then I'm in time. No, I just get to c5, it's still nothing. It's not like I'm winning the game. If I play c5, takes, he gets to c4. Maybe I should play c4. Takes. And now c5, king e2, c4, takes, king c5, king d3, king c5. And now the question is who has more tempo. Let me try it. I mean, obviously he can just ignore this pawn. And then I don't really have anything. But at least I have a little bit more space. Maybe I can get to d4. I get lucky. Yes, that's a very difficult position. And I also don't have a lot of time. I might as well lose, but who cares? Yeah, that seems like a very tough endgame. So takes, king d6, king d3, king to c5. Well, in the worst case scenario, I can always just step back and he doesn't really have any plan to go on. He has c3, but then I play b3. And then king d2, I still have a lot of time to get to the pawn, so that should be fine. And otherwise, hopefully it works. I mean, he can just stay here with king e3, but king d6, king c5. Okay, c3. I don't know if I don't want to play c3 or something. So let me stick to my plan. Because I also have just 20 seconds. And remember, there is only 1 second increment. It's a difference when you have 2 seconds and 1 second. It's going very, very fast. c5. And yeah, I don't know who gets more tempi here. I don't have any time to calculate that. Maybe I have, actually, because now if he takes, I have a potential to create a passer. And otherwise, I have g5, and now he has to move the king. Now I even have another tempo, f6. He takes, I take it back. Wow. No, but that's losing. Now I take here, and I play king d3. Yeah, wow. That was very tough. Let's take a look at the analysis. Hopefully you see the analysis board. You make sure that you do it. Yeah, you see it. Perfect. Okay, so I'm just using the game review to make it more, to make it faster. Bishop c5 is a great move. Well, it's kind of an obvious one. Rook d8 is a mistake. What could I do instead? Ah, okay, knight e8 and knight d6. It's kind of the same idea as I try to play, but slightly differently. I'm not sure what is the difference, to be honest. Maybe just winning a tempo, but yeah, knight d4 is not the best. Bishop a6. Yeah, I thought about it, but I thought that my rook would be kind of weird there on a6, but maybe it's still fine. Bishop e6, instead c5. Well, but it's just a draw. I mean, you can never win such a position, I guess. So rook d8, now takes, and that's all fine. So I did my best, and here he blundered, because once he has such a situation, then he must go back, and then I'm winning. So instead, what was important here to do? g4 is a mistake. The best move is takes. Well, it's counterintuitive, because I'm creating a passer potentially. And yeah, it's not an easy move to play, but this one loses immediately. Okay, we have won the game. Let's go back to the tournament. And meanwhile, I have a few seconds to take a look at the chat. If you have any questions. What is your favorite opening? Yeah, I guess that is my favorite opening, the fielder defense for black. It's so great normally. I mean, something can go wrong, but normally it works very good. I arrived late. Please forgive me. Best of luck. Thank you very much. Good luck. Thank you very much. Last stream I said your rating has to match the number of subscribers you have. Explain yourself. Yeah, now I need to increase my rating to make it match. It's very, very tough. But, well, I'm gonna do my best. At least on chess.com, it's more or less possible to achieve that. But you also have to play incredibly strong to achieve that. So we have only one game left, and then the second round is going to start. And I suppose I'm gonna get a very, very strong opponent now. Thank you very much, Nevan. Yeah, I'm gonna need the luck here. A very strong opponent, 2900. That's gonna be difficult. b3. No idea how to play. So I'm gonna stick to my plan. d6, e5. Normally it works in every situation, but those strong guys, they like to play some weird openings. Now d4, but e5 is protected. So c6 or create c4. Okay, now we have more or less something normal. Takes, knight c5 is an idea here. Let me play a5 first. I need to play faster, because often what happens, my problem is that I'm too slow, and then I'm losing because of time. Or I just start blundering stuff, and the same thing happens. Maybe I should have taken there, but he has also now two bishops, which are pretty much closed. So it's not that simple for him as well. King to h1, he wants to play f4. Maybe I should play g6 and bishop g7. Let me try. Just f3. Okay, he starts slowly. Now my d6 pawn might be a problem. into c7, or maybe to e7. I don't know, maybe I should play rook f8 and knight e8 and f5. It seems like a typical idea. Well, I have another knight here, so maybe I can... Can I play? Yeah, I have difficulties with d6 pawns. That's a problem. Rook d1 is coming somehow. And bishop a3 is there too. Yeah, that's very unfortunate. I play rook d8. Somehow my moves are not that logical. I guess I have to play c5 because otherwise I'm risking to get into trouble. But then rook d8 wasn't necessary. But yeah, I guess I have to do that. My plan should be rook f8, knight e8, f5, but I lost so much time. I don't know, knight b6. Whether it's somehow b5. Yeah, difficult. Maybe knight e8. Yeah, now he's going for that. He's going for that. Knight e7 or knight e8. I don't know. I want to play f5, but if he's gonna get two bishops, then might be risky for me to open up the position. Now b4. This is not something I expected, to be honest. Yeah, because he has a bishop. Makes sense. Okay, I guess I have to take. Although if he takes, I have this d6 square, which is good, but I'm gonna have a very weak pawn, so let me just take it. Queen c7. Yeah, he can just protect. So I'm gonna play f5. I mean, that seems like my main idea. To create some counterplay, maybe I take and play rook takes f1. I don't know. I also have very little time. Bishop d2. Yeah, he connects the rook, but still, let's take. Because I'm too passive. You can never be too passive. Maybe knight c7, knight a6, and knight c5. But he's taken with a bishop, probably. Yeah, still. Still knight a6 is possible. My bishop is somehow passive too. Maybe bishop f8. Or maybe bishop g4. Yeah, bishop g4 is interesting. But maybe I don't have a good square for the bishop to go after h3. Or at least, I mean, his pawn will be more vulnerable. On g3, also weak. Doesn't feel that promising, but his bishop is also stupid. My dream is to remaneuver the bishop from g7 to c5, then it will be just a very good position. But I don't think it's possible. Yeah, now I have some troubles. The only good thing is he's basically playing without a bishop. But whether it's enough, I want to play rook c8, create some difficulties, maybe knight c5 finally. Okay, now it's hanging, right? Do I have queen a4? Yeah, now it's bad that he has h3, he has some luft for the king. Queen d8. Is queen d8 a move? Must take, right? Hopefully, because... Ah, no, he has queen f2. Yeah, that's unfortunate. But at least then my rook would be opened. I could play f5. Or maybe not. Rook takes. Yeah, rook takes, queen takes, and at the end of the day he has bishop takes d6. Or wait a second, I can take with a rook. No, that's stupid. So I can play b5. Yeah, now h3 is very, very useful move for him. He always has this place for the king to go, and my king not that great. Maybe he has sacrifice here. No, doesn't go for it. Knight c5. Yes, suddenly feels not that bad anymore. c4. Can place it on... Maybe I should have just played Queen somewhere. Queen c7. Yeah, this bishop is coming. Wow, that's scary. Very scary. Let me take. Oh no, rook f8. Ah, I knew that I'm gonna blunder something. Now I'm just losing. Yeah, this bishop was very important there, and I'm also losing the bishop. Yeah, very unfortunate. Okay, let's resign. Yeah, that's what I said. I shouldn't leave too little time because I just start blundering stuff. And those tough guys are creating a lot of threats. Okay, let's take a look at the analysis. Because I felt like it wasn't bad at all. Felt like I had a very good position at some point. Poof, I need to relax a little bit. What? Knight to d3? Ah, I just took something there. Okay. c5. What can I do otherwise? Take. Yeah, but then this pawn is always weak. Interesting. Like, no mistakes here. Rook c4 is a mistake. Yeah, queen c7. I felt like this is a move to create some counterplay, but I saw it just too late once I made my move. And rook c4 is somehow immediately losing. Yeah, because he's creating too many threats here. Okay. So this position is already lost. The fact that I played bishop takes h4 and lost the queen doesn't really matter because apparently it's already checkmate. Here the best move is rook to c4 back. But yeah, I guess he has something just to checkmate me. Let me take a look. Queen to d2. Ah, okay, the queen is also coming to h6. No, it's too bad. So the last chance was here to play queen to c7. And then it's not that bad. I mean, it's not bad at all. Apparently it's equal here. Bishop h... Ah, because bishop h3 is never possible. Yeah, that's very clever. It's like the last chance for me to maintain the balance in the position. Otherwise, I can continue all of my ideas. Okay, so that was round 2. Unfortunately, I lost. So let's see if we have any questions. Who do you support in the World Chess Championship? Yeah, I mentioned before that I'm kind of liking both of the players, but a little bit more supporting Nepo because we have a very similar style. So yeah, that is what I'm thinking. New goal 10 out of 11. No, it's never possible. The realistic goal should be, I don't know, 7 points. It's, I guess, my best score. Favorite Sri Lankan chess player. To be honest, I don't really know any players from Sri Lanka. I know this country, obviously, but not the chess players from there. Who is the strongest there? Maybe you know? Do we have any games going on? Yeah, we have just 2 games left. Are you gonna see the game? Yeah, you see it too. Okay, so we have rook and bishop and a pawn against rook and bishop. Those tricky endgames. Might be not that simple if the rook is coming to g1 somehow. Ah, okay. Now it should be a draw. Why would you exchange the rooks? That was weird. Now it's gonna be forever. Okay. So the next round should be starting. Yeah, here the game is over too. Okay, so we already have an opponent. 2380. So the goal is to play a good game, not to blunder, and to play it fast. I guess that's the main challenge for me. c5. Okay. As far as I remember, you should take here and somehow try to protect this pawn. Knight g4, I have bishop d4, e5, bishop c3. This is 7. I don't remember this line. Maybe knight c3, knight b5. Or maybe I have queen to d4. Maybe that's the point, because I remember that you should play knight g4 for some reason. So maybe that's the reason, because now knight to g4 is not possible. And I'm trying to save this pawn. It, of course, feels very, very scary. Yeah, that's risky. Knight e8. Ah, okay, the b2 pawn is hanging. Yeah, I completely missed that. Okay, I guess I should have some compensation, because I'm gonna have this bishop, the dark square's bishop, and the c5 pawn, which is creating a lot of difficulty. So I guess knight to c3 and maybe knight to d5 is coming. Maybe it's actually not a bad position for me. So if I play knight d5 immediately, it doesn't really give me anything. So I'm gonna start with rook takes. Maybe I have some ideas, like giving a checkmate. Maybe knight d5 was important to play in the beginning, because now knight f6 is covering everything. Yeah, 5 was a good move. Maybe bishop d4. Trying to take there and play knight d5. Queen takes, knight f6. Maybe it's not much. Okay. Yeah, let me go for it. I also have knight e4 here. Threatening to take there, just not allowing him to take with a queen, which would be the biggest issue for me. Let me play that. Yeah, maybe it's not enough. Maybe I'm just losing here objectively, but I'm gonna create some threats. Maybe knight takes, queen h4, knight g5. Create some pressure. It's blitz. I mean, that's what you should do. Try to be active. Maybe he can just play f5, and yeah, maybe knight d5 was a forcing move, because queen c5 is pretty much forced. And now he has some options. But I mean, f5, I can still play knight f6 and queen h4. Nothing really changes. Okay, but here I have pawn takes f5, I guess is the idea. Knight g5 takes queen h4, h5. Okay, and if I take with a knight, what's the problem there? He's just gonna develop. I guess that's my best chance. I mean, I have queen to c3 too, threatening knight f6. King g7 though. And then pawn takes. But bishop f5. No, let me just take. Because I have some initiative here. Although, yeah, maybe it's not much. Because the c5 pawn can be lost. Can I play queen to b5? Yeah, I have to play faster as well. I'm too slow. But I want to take with a knight on b7. And the knight would be hanging there. Rook c8 is not possible. Wait, for some reason I thought that rook c8 was a threat, but it wasn't the move at all. But okay, now I'm taking here. Bishop d5. Yeah, probably bishop d5 is annoying. I wanted to go to b2 because this diagonal is the most important one, but somehow with the bishop being on this diagonal, it's gonna be difficult for me. And now the pawn is really hanging. Maybe I have rook d1 though, because the rook is very, very strong here. Although it's not protected, so I'm not, like, I don't have any discover attacks. Can I play rook d2 or rook d3? No, rook d3 is bad. Maybe queen a1. I have 20 seconds. No, queen a1 is stupid. I mean, he's gonna just step back with the queen. What am I doing? Queen a1 was so stupid. The only good thing is he still doesn't have rook to c8, but I don't have any time. I guess I'm completely lost here, but still trying to create some pressure. Ah, the rook. Now he can play. That's unfortunate. Because my king has no squares too. Oh, I'm losing everything here. King takes. I can't do that. Oops. Yeah, I'm blundering everything here. That's just too bad. Also no time. But I'm wondering if there was something. I remember that they don't play queen c7 for some reason, but I don't know why. Okay, that's horrible. Let's try to review this game. Yeah. So c5, x, queen d4 is a mistake. What should you play? Just knight a3. Yeah, I have thought about it, but you take it, and then knight b5? Ah, okay, knight b5 is somehow unpleasant for black. a4, and then b4 is a threat. Okay, queen d4 is not the move because of knight e8. Well, it's actually still better for white, but you should play just queen d2 and sacrifice the exchange. Here it's already better for... Oh, here it's equal. Okay. Knight d5 was a move. Yeah, I felt that. And then bishop d4 is also a mistake. Knight g5 immediately. Okay. Knight g5. And then maybe just going for the checkmate. In e5, rook d1. I don't know. Knight g5 is somehow not that promising, but somehow it's very strong. I mean, white is like plus 1.5 here, so quite a huge advantage. Bishop d4 is a huge mistake because it allows here d5. Yeah, I felt like d5 might be coming. Instead of bishop f6, I mean, every move is a mistake. I guess I have too much pressure here. I've never done it before with a live stream, so I'm playing too badly. Knight to b5 check. I mean, attacking the queen and the pawn was great. Why didn't I play that? I don't see anything for some reason. Knight d4. I mean, this position is still fine for white. Knight d6 is wrong. Queen to d4 should be as a move. What if takes? Knight f6, king goes somewhere. I now just step back. Yeah, this diagonal is very annoying. Somehow I missed everything. Bishop e6, queen b5 is wrong. Here it's once again good for white. Much better, to be honest. Rook d1. Yeah, queen a1 was such a stupid move. I somehow thought it's dangerous for him, but I mean, he can just step back with the queen and I don't have anything. I should just play queen to c3 immediately. That's just losing the tempo. The tempo is very important, but it's still better for white somehow. Knight d1 is too passive. I wanted to play knight d4, but I felt like it has knight c5, and then the bishop is... I mean, the knight on d6 is not protected, but I have knight c6 in between. Yeah, on a good day, I see those tactics, but for now, I just don't see anything at all. And then, yeah, here it's already very bad. Very bad. Okay. Hopefully I'm gonna win another game. Can I play? I wanna get matches reviewed from you. Well, you can play in this tournament only if you are titled player, because it's called Titled Tuesday. Only players who have a certain title can participate. Oof, too much stress. Hi there. Hi to everybody who are coming. Hopefully I can win another game now. because otherwise, like there is gonna be a break after round 4, and 1 out of 4 would be too sad for me. So I really want to win the game. Let's see this last game. Okay, so it's actually queen against rook. Very fascinating position. It's winning theoretically, but not that simple as it might seem, because the rook is pretty solid there, especially when you are just keeping pieces together. And then the queen should try to distract the king and the rook, somehow disconnect them from each other, and then it's possible to win. Wait, you don't see... No, you see the game. Hopefully you see, because... Oh, okay. Yeah, everything is working. Doesn't seem like white is winning here. Now the rook is lost. I already thought that like 50 moves are about to happen, but white is just in time to win the game. Okay. Let's win a game. Let's play at least a good game and not blunder anything. White again. I was expecting black. Actually, another Philidor defense. But now I need to struggle again. Because with white, it's somehow more difficult. With black, you can just play the first 10 moves without really thinking, because it's all the same. But as white, you need to somehow know a lot of theory. Takes a4, most aggressive line b5. Yeah, that's what I said. Oh, it's difficult. I guess I'm supposed to play e5, knight d5, and take bishop b4 check. I should have bishop d2. I mean, otherwise, I just don't like the position, so that should be the best move. Knight b6, and maybe c5 is his idea. How do I stop that? I play bishop e3, he has... bishop b4, I have knight c3, okay. Then, let me try. Feel free to ask your questions in the comments, and I'm gonna try to answer it during the break. Knight to c6, but now there is no c5 idea, so that is something good, I believe. I mean, it's just less active opportunities for him, but maybe he can go back with a knight at some point, but then the c4 pawn is hanging. Okay, now I'm happy because I'm making the castles. And once I'm making the castles, I'm already safe, and I can start chasing the c4 pawn because it's very weak there. Question is, how do I do that? I have a4, a5 idea, but whether it's fast enough. Bishop a6 is coming. Let me play a4 for now, because it's gonna stabilize the knight at least. And threaten a5. a6. But now another good thing is I have the move knight to a3, and it's protected by the rook. And my pawn on a4 is also protected. So I'm pretty happy with my position. Maybe finally I'm not gonna spoil it. But it's too early to say still. The game is going on. There is knight a5. Knight f5, and then knight is going to b3. I often miss those things, but maybe I have knight d2, and once again attacking the c4 pawn. Bishop b7, queen d5, checkmating ideas. Probably that is, yeah, knight a2. I mean, the knight is coming to b3 with the tempo, that's annoying. If I play something like rook c1, knight b3, then knight takes a4. So I have to play knight to d2, but then bishop b7 is kind of annoying. Maybe I can just play bishop f3 and exchange the bishops, but then I'm no longer threatening to take the c4 pawn. And also the a4 pawn is going to be lost. So takes. If he takes, and I take with a bishop, and queen d5 is not possible. If he plays queen d5 before that, I have bishop f3, and I'm winning the the bishop there. But if I take, he takes with this knight, and I take with the knight, he has queen to d5, threatening to checkmate me. If I play bishop f3, queen takes e4, then the bishop on b7 is protected. Okay, maybe I can just start with rook c1 or queen c2. Rook c1 I don't like because of bishop takes a3, but queen c2, now after queen d5 I always have bishop f3, and otherwise I just add another attacker. And hopefully it's gonna work this time, but I'm once again low on time, I just have to play much faster. Stuff. Chess is a very complicated game, especially when you are nervous. So knight takes, knight takes, knight takes, queen d5 is still there. But I have just moved f3. And then it seems like everything is protected. Can I play queen c3, by the way? Not sure about that, but I want to try. Because the knight is hanging. Goes back, that's perfect. d5. Am I missing something? Ah, my queen is going to be trapped. Come on. It's very unfortunate. Now knight b4. Yeah, at least I can go back. But I have 20 seconds. It's very risky. Now the c4 pawn is not protected. Yeah, but queen knight d5 was very strong. At least I haven't blundered my queen. That's already good. Knight takes e3, I just take it back with the pawn. And now the d4 pawn is well protected. Okay, finally, let me take it. Ah, the pawn on d4 is hanging, so I have to take with the queen. He can take right now. Yeah. Okay, queen takes. That seems more or less playable. I have a lot of weaknesses, but an extra pawn. Bishop f3, it's very important for me to block this diagonal. Everything else is not that crucial. Maybe I can just take and try to push the pawn. a5. My king is weak, but not horribly weak. Wow. Queen c3. Queen c3 was there. Check. There's only 1 second increment. Rook b4. Rook b4. Oops. Oh no. It's a draw. Come on. I have forgotten that it's a threefold repetition. Yeah, this position is completely winning. Come on, I'm playing so badly. He has just 2 seconds. I should have somehow tricked him. Yeah, you are witnessing now my worst tournament in Title Tuesday. Knight b6. Okay, that is all fine. Bishop e3. Actually played well here, just too slow. No mistakes. Everything was great. Yeah, here I could have just won with the queen c3, I suppose. No, not queen. Actually, here there is rook takes d4, and it's a blunder. What is the right move? Just king h1. But if king h1, I mean, why rook d1 is worse? Yeah, still I have a huge advantage. Everything is great. Rook b8, and here rook b4, yes. Yes. I just thought that my king might be in trouble, so I don't have any time, so I should make a loop for the king, but rook b4 is just winning. Rook to c8. How do I win here? Maybe queen b3, bishop c7, rook to b7. He has to take, and then at least I'm exchanging a lot of pieces, and then it should be simpler to win. Let me check it. Queen b3, bishop c7, and rook b7. Ah, no. Actually, I'm blundering again. There is queen takes a6. Okay, so the engine says queen a1. I mean, queen a1. It's an incredible move. King h2. Yeah, there is no direct win in here. That was my problem, and with just 5 seconds on the clock, couldn't figure it out. Maybe the plan should be something like that. If I can transfer my knight somehow, that would be great. But the problem is the d4 pawn was always my concern. Like bishop takes here is not possible because I'm taking everything and then taking on d4. But maybe he can go somewhere and create this threat. Maybe not. If not, then I have a chance to play 94, 96. Just tuned in, how are you? I'm very bad. I'm losing all of my games pretty much. I have 1.5 points out of 4. I'm blundering very, very often. And I'm very, very nervous because of the live stream. So yeah, the game is not doing great. And now we have a break, I believe. Let's see if there are, yeah, there are no more games. And this clock, 5 minutes are left. And after you went back to d6, there was rook takes b6 right before you repeated. Rook to b6. After you went back to d6. So here, no. Here, rook takes b6, right. Yeah, because the d6 square is covered by the pawn. Yeah, that's completely winning. You're right. Thank you very much. But unfortunately, I haven't seen that. Okay, then let's make a quick break for a few minutes, and we are gonna be back with round number 5. Okay, I'm back here. Hopefully you can hear me and see me. And we have just less than 1 minute for the next round. Did you know Levi released a chess book? What are your thoughts? I haven't seen it yet. That would be interesting to take a look. Oops. Turn off the sound. Yeah, maybe you could tell me what type of book is it? Because, yeah, I don't know. I guess it's for beginners. I have heard that he's gonna do that. Okay, we have a new round. Hopefully you can see the game. Yes, I guess you can. And finally, I'm playing black. I don't know, for some reason it's so much simpler for me because just getting the positions that I understand very well. And when I'm playing as white, sometimes I just get so weird stuff that it's difficult to understand in a blitz game. Here I'm playing e4, d5, c6, and this bishop is stupid. This one is also not that active. How do I continue? I guess bishop is going to d6 because it's active somehow here, but I have not to miss. Wow, f4. I have to take and then attack, and then attack the e3 pawn. Maybe bishop d6 wasn't that great. Also, yeah, seems fine. Now rook e8. Wow, e4. Oh, I missed that. Now e5 is threatened. Ah, okay. But maybe queen b6 is a problem. Oh, there is knight a4. Or here are the problems going on. Maybe bishop f4. Threatened on bishop e3. e5, bishop e3, king h1, bishop takes, pawn takes. Do I have any follow-up? Bishop takes, queen takes f6. He's gonna have a lot of discover threats. Wait, my knight is pinned here. Maybe I have knight takes and queen b6. Pawn takes, queen b6, king goes, queen takes, pawn takes, queen takes c3. And also d2 is hanging. Yeah, that is better. Also d2 is hanging right now, but it's not enough. He's gonna take another piece, so I have to take the bishop first. But overall, seems to be not that bad. I mean, my king would be in trouble, but hopefully I'm gonna take all of his pieces. Check. Ah, he has rook f2, but then bishop e3. Yeah, should work, because the whole rook is hanging, and the bishop is still hanging. Or maybe just queen takes, because once knight goes to e4, I have bishop e3 pinning the rook. King h1, queen takes. Well, I have to take, otherwise I don't have anything. Now the question is, which knight do I take? If I take on c3, he has knight to e4, takes. No, that's not great. I guess I have to exchange the queens somehow. Bishop takes. No, bishop takes doesn't work. Queen takes d2 seems to be the best option. Because I have two bishops, if I manage to exchange the queens, then my king is out of danger, and I'm even a pawn up, so that should be good. Queen takes. Okay, knight e4, but it's kind of the same, right? Just takes. Ah, maybe bishop takes. Okay, bishop f5. Might be a little bit risky. Maybe I don't need that. Maybe just bishop e6, but takes. Knight is coming. Maybe I just can take it back with the king and there are no danger. I like bishop e6 because it's kind of cementing the whole position, protecting f7. Somehow, once again, I have a fear to blunder something. I also want just to bring my pieces. And come on, I'm an extra pawn. If I'm not getting checkmated, then I should be fine. Yeah, bishop h5. h5 is good. Maybe bishop e5. Knight g5. Bishop takes c4. Bishop takes c4 is a huge threat. Maybe knight d6 now. But I can even theoretically play... I have rook d1. Because if he takes multiple times, I'm gonna take on d1. I mean, on d1 first, and then I'm gonna win the piece. Rook d7, I have rook f8 in the end. So let me try it. Yeah, maybe knight f5, because then we are gonna have opposite colors bishops, and the chance to make a draw is very, very high. But still, that's an extra pawn. Okay, now I have f6. And with an f6 on the board, I'm not really afraid of anything, pretty much, because that is very, very solid. The a2 pawn is still hanging. Now I guess I can take and take. Rook d7, king h6, bishop f... Yeah, bishop f3 is very annoying. So maybe I should... Wait a second, I can just play rook b8 for now, because d7 is covered. And then my rook is very active, it might come to b2. Bishop d5. Yeah, somehow I have a lot of weaknesses. Yes, rook d7. Oh my god, don't have any time. But there is checkmate there. So I have an extra pawn, but opposite colors bishops. There is a rook still. I mean, without the rooks, it's definitely a draw, like immediately, but with the rooks on the board, it's not that simple. Once again, somehow I don't have any time. I don't know how it happens every time, but I don't have the time at all. Ah, okay, 7, 4. Maybe I can create some problems for the king. He's not afraid to lose it because I should have protected the pawn first. Right. Oops. It's very difficult when you don't have any time. Check. Okay. So many problems. Rook f5. Oh no, the pawn is hanging. Blundering everything. Might as well lose this game. Three seconds. Oh, come on. Oops. Yeah, now it's a draw, but just 2 seconds. Crazy, crazy stuff going on. Should leave myself much more time. Yeah, I don't see any way to make a progress. Maybe I should go forward with my king, but it doesn't allow me to do that. Maybe f5 somehow. This one I'm taking. Check. Yeah, now I have an extra pawn, but how does it help? Yeah, it doesn't help at all. Now, king e5. Maybe... Oops, rook b2. It's very important not to blunder. And somehow I need... Yeah, now there are a lot of checks. Checks are very unfortunate. How do I make any progress? Oops. Where is it? I have 1 second. have just to make the moves very fast. First, at least, win some time. Yay! Now we are winning. Crazy, crazy game. Yeah, okay, now I'm pretty sure my capabilities. But that was incredible. I guess I have earned this victory because before that it was so difficult. So difficult. Oof. Let's take a look at the analysis. A lot of messages, like for beginners and intermediaries. Also has like QR code to practice and all sorts of stuff. Yeah, what can I say? Gotham Chess is creating a lot of stuff, and yeah, I guess for beginners it could be very good, but I haven't checked it myself. Reconnecting. I'm not sure if the stream is still going on because I had some issues, probably with my internet connection, but hopefully now everything is okay. Now disconnected. Reconnection successful. Okay. Tell me please in the chat if you can hear me. Wow, I have another round to play, but somehow because of my internet connection, I have missed that. So I now have 30 seconds less. For me, it's even more difficult because I play badly enough. Knight d2, I guess, is the move. Queen h5 and h4. Bishop g4, rook e1. Okay, he's playing g5. Have never seen that. But g5, it's actually not a threat because everything is protected. Okay, knight g4. Guess I can play e4. And now maybe even knight to h2. Knight f6. Bishop f3. I guess it's annoying for him. Feels like I'm about to blunder something as well. Because today is just a tough day for me not to blunder stuff, but bishop f3 seems like a very typical idea here. And if the queen goes away, then I'm just winning a piece. And otherwise, I'm threatening e5. Yeah, but he plays e5. And now there should be knight c4, attacking both pawns. By the way, also threatening... No, knight e3 is not a threat, he can take it. Now g5. And I can't take... Yeah, that might be a problem. But takes... Might be blundering some checkmate there. Knight takes... Well, now I can take, right? Pawn takes... Knight takes... Or this knight takes... No, this knight takes is bad. I'm gonna have problems along the diagonal. Okay. Bishop takes is bad, because bishop takes, queen takes, and I lose on b2 in the end of the day. If I take... Yeah, the problem is h takes g is a huge threat. The bishop takes g7, h takes g, double checkmate, sacrifice, knight takes, bishop takes. Bishop takes, queen h2, checkmate. How do I deal with that? I guess I have to take here and go into the endgame. Because otherwise I'm just gonna lose all of my time, and at least here I have an endgame and I'm not losing. Guess an endgame should be more or less fine. Rook b1. How many pawns do I have? Now everything is equal, but I guess I'm gonna get one of those pawns. And so I'm gonna be a pawn up. And potentially I'm gonna relocate my knight to f5. But of course he has a bishop, a very strong one. But I mean, in the blitz game, knight is usually very, very strong. I don't want to allow the rook to come to d2. Yeah, now the knight on f5. That's... Maybe I can take and play... No, I'm gonna lose a pawn there. Rook f1, knight f5. That's all I want. Or maybe... No, f3 there is... Knight f5, takes. No, I have to play f3. But now there is bishop d4. And then f5 maybe. f5. Maybe I have c3 there though, after... Okay, from this side it's not scary for me, because I have knight f5, and once I'm here... I mean, the knight is just a monster. Now it should be pretty good for me. Wants to double, but okay. By the way, I can bring my king there. Can play rook g1, but I have to be careful not to blunder, so let me just play... Ah, okay, now rook d2 is a problem. Okay, so I take and play rook d1, that's my plan. c4, always a useful move. I mean, my knight on f5 is not allowing him... Ah, okay. Maybe that wasn't that clever. Maybe c5? Oh, that's too risky. Maybe I should just play knight e3 and go for the rook's endgame. Because he must take. Let's do that. I have an extra pawn and no time, so I have to exchange stuff to make it simpler. Rook g5 seems to be good, coming this way. Rook a5, and after rook h2 I have king g5. That's also very good. And now f4 and e5. Yeah, that seems winning. That seems winning. King f6, I guess, is a threat. Yeah, he just resigns. Ooh, finally we have won a game. So I'm very happy about it. Feel free to ask your questions in the chat meanwhile. Do you see the analysis board? Hopefully you see it. Knight g4. Yeah, so everything was right here. Right? Yeah, all of the moves are correct. Knight c4, what was best? Just taking on e5 first, and then knight c4. And what is the difference? Apparently, he can take here on d4. Yeah, I thought that he can take, and then I don't really have knight c3 and knight d3. Knight g4 is correct. Queen g4 is not correct. Ah, knight takes g4. Let me know in the comments if you have noticed this move. I have knight takes g4, just winning a piece. And now I'm threatening knight f6, winning the queen. Bishop takes and knight f6. Yeah, that was so clever. And I was like thinking that here my queen is hanging, so I have to take it, but actually that wasn't necessary. And this endgame is better, but yeah, that was much simpler, but still pretty good here. Okay, I'm back now. So here I have rook to g5, and this endgame seems to be just completely winning rook a5, and black has no chances to fight, actually. So yeah, that game was pretty good. And let's see if we have something going on in the tournament. Who is leading here? We have Anton Korobov, who has 6 out of 6. I'm actually happy about that because he is from my home country, from Ukraine. And we don't have any games left, so the round should start right now. By the way, in the last round I had 30 minutes less because I wasn't connected to the game immediately. Okay, I'm playing against a very strong Grandmaster. 2760 from China. As players from China are usually very, very strong, very tough to play. f3, g6. Okay, we're gonna have a King's Indian again. Somehow, no, d5. d5. Let's play c4. c3, and now b3. 5. Knight c3, I guess, is possible. Also, knight e4 is coming. And maybe bishop b2. And knight d2. Because if a3 is this pawn is going to be a weakness there. And otherwise, maybe knight e5. Maybe knight h4 though. And then e4. Takes. Let me try. And now 4. I mean, that's a very typical idea. Not just entirely sure that it works in this concrete situation. Hopefully it works. Knight takes. I'm fine to exchange that because now my queen is good here along this diagonal. Bishop takes. d5 at some point. Not immediately. By the way, maybe even immediately because takes, I mean bishop takes, queen takes, takes on d5, and I have rook d1. Maybe it's just an exchange, maybe it doesn't give me anything. And knight is very passive, I should bring it somewhere here. Yeah, rook d1 is not that great because he has bishop g4. Page 3. Okay. I guess now is the time to play d5 because b3 is hanging. I really don't want to get low on time because that's gonna end badly. But yeah, he has some ideas here. Maybe I can take with the rook to control the d-file. Otherwise he's gonna play rook d8. And maybe I should play bishop g2 and just... Although he has bishop e6. I somehow thought I have rook d7, but I never have it because of the bishop. Okay, so maybe knight g2. Can I do that? Hopefully I can. Maybe knight d4 now. No, wait, knight d4, I'm just taking it. Going crazy. So, yeah, it would be perfect for me to get to d5 square. Then the knight would be a monster. I feel like this position should be good for me. But the most difficult thing for me is not to spoil everything. I want to play knight f4 with the tempo. And still there is a huge diagonal here. Maybe even knight h5 at some point would be possible takes, and rook g5 checkmate. That would be something. What is that? I don't want to go here because queen d6, knight d3. Although it feels promising. Guess I have to risk. Normal move would be just rook d2. Checkmate. How do I defend against it? Maybe just... Yeah, but f4 is so risky to play. Maybe queen e2. Okay, I have to be fast. I didn't want to leave this diagonal. Yeah. Should be still better for me. I mean, I'm just more active. Queen takes. But I constantly have a fear of losing due to a checkmate. Queen a7, I have queen a8 check, okay. At least I'm not losing there. Bishop g2, I just push this bishop back. Check. Good. Ah, another check, okay. I mean, another attack. But the pawn on e5 is just weak there. Maybe queen d5 wasn't the right move. Okay, takes. Now I have a passer. Ah, okay. I want to place my queen to c3. Ah, okay. Then to e3. King f3. I hate queen's endgames. Why can't I play king c3 and b4 and create a passer there? Why isn't that good for me? Oh no, there is e3. Oh no. I knew that I'm gonna blunder or something. So unfortunate. My position was so great. I mean, that's not fair. Yeah. It was completely winning, I guess. Just the last move there. In the pawn end games. If I just play king to c3, maybe it's not. Maybe it's not. Okay, 4 is somehow not that great, but I felt like my position is okay here. Yeah, so queen e2 was a mistake. I couldn't find the right move here. Rook b5. My initial idea was to play rook to d2. Yeah, that was the best one. I felt that, but somehow I felt that rook b5 should be played. That wasn't the right thing to do. Knight d5 is a blunder. Why is it a blunder? So apparently I have a win here. Or no, it's... Knight d5 is just losing. Why? e6. Ah, there is still a checkmate. Wow. Okay. Just curious about this pawn end game. No, that's a mistake. I felt like if I'm creating, I mean, that's the basic rules of the opponent games. If you have a distant passer, you're winning, but it's not that distant. Of course, unfortunately, if it would be a pawn, that would be much simpler. So instead, what I should do is just continue playing this queen's endgame, and that's equal. But L wanted to play for a win. This one is also equal. F4 and c5 is, of course, blunder and everything. So I have to go back. King e5. Yeah, I didn't like that king is coming to e5, and then he's having a lot of initiative here. I should take, play c5, d5, and just c6, I guess. Yeah, in d4, and that's a draw. Takes, f3, in d3, king d5, that's an easy draw. Okay, feel free to ask any questions in the chat, because, yeah, let's see who is Zhao Jun. How strong is he? Not clear. Okay. Yeah, very strong Grandmaster, but I wasn't winning at any point, like I thought. Somehow I was too optimistic about my position. Somehow at this point it felt like the endgame should be better for me, but no, according to the engine it's just equal. Thought that I have b4 and c5 ideas, but no. Okay, already have another game. f3 and f5, 3 and f.5 out of 7, okay, 50%. 50%. e5. I always want to get to the endgame, because I feel like without the queens, I'm playing like 200 points higher than with the queens. If I'm gonna lose this endgame, then you're gonna laugh at me. Bishop is 6. I still have to play c6, obviously, but still, this pawn is weak. 87. Bishop b4. Maybe h6. Goes away. Yeah, the knight is a little bit misplaced. There should be a pawn here on f6 instead. If he plays a3, he's kind of creating a weakness there. If this pawn goes and there is another weakness, so a3 is a very huge commitment. I will step back with the bishop and then play knight c5. Okay, rook d8. Ah, he's threatening knight d5 maybe. Knight takes. Yeah, he's threatening knight d5. Wow. Okay, let's protect this bishop, at least. I mean, a5 is always a useful move, and in case of some combinations, it's gonna help me. Okay, here maybe there is still knight d5. Takes, but he's just losing a pawn. Hopefully. Maybe I'm missing something. I mean, he's gonna have those powerful bishops. Yeah, bishop goes back. But now knight c5, right? Knight c5 seems to be good, because it's threatening to take there, and maybe even a4. Either a4 or rook d1, rook d8 would be the move. I actually like both of them, because the bishop doesn't really have any squares to go. Bishop e3, I have knight g4. Bishop takes, yeah, I'm taking with the bishop. He protects with the rook. Have bishop f5. I mean, that's what I'm always teaching, develop your pieces. Here I like knight g4 a lot, because bishop is under attack, it has no moves. If you take, then bishop is on c5, very, very strong. And a4 is still there. I mean, knight c2, I might play a4. And c4 pawn would be weak in the end of the day. I also have takes and bishop to g5. But it feels a little bit weird. Let me play a4 now. He has so many weaknesses there. Would be something. I mean, all of my pieces now active. That is my dream. Even this knight on f6, which is normally pretty passive, now is incredibly active. If he plays b4, I have knight b3 and bishop c4. If he takes, I'm not sure whether I should take here or here. Either way, it should be good for me. Yeah, b4 now, knight b3. And at least I'm a pawn up. It's not the end of the world for him, of course, but it's already something. Well, I guess I'm exchanging here. I'm always happy to get two bishops. Also, this knight can jump to d4 suddenly. I should be careful with b5, but as far as my pawn is protected, it's gonna just weaken his position. Yeah, now knight d4, right? I can exchange the rooks, maybe even all of the rooks. And then start to play knight d4, knight c2, knight b5. He has no ideas. Yeah, let me try to exchange all of the rooks. General principles say that if you are some material up, try to exchange the pieces. Maybe I forgot the fact that the pawn on a4 is hanging. Knight d4. Yeah, let's bring the king back, because I have the move b5 now. Here knight d4, maybe bishop on to c4 is not possible. Maybe I shouldn't have exchanged all of the rooks. But I mean, two bishops, that must be good. Bishop there. I also have c5 at some point, but knight d5, I should be careful. Maybe now I have c5. Because it's really hanging. e3, I always have a check. Yeah, let's try. Check. b5 is also hanging. But it would be good for me. I mean, how do you defend the knight? Bishop b1, okay. But now I'm taking it. Or should I attack it one more time? Because the knight doesn't have any squares to go. Yeah, two bishops are very, very strong. I really love to play with the bishops. That's my specialty. Okay, now let me just block this guy. And then I can take here. d5 is a bit annoying, but not a big deal. Now I just promote into a queen and win the game. Great. If you don't have any questions yet, feel free to ask your questions in the chat. And I'm gonna take a look at this game. I mean, finally, I'm pretty satisfied with the game. Today's tournament is very tough, but this game, I mean, the endgame, yeah, like I mentioned, really, endgame is much better for me. It's much more difficult to blunder something, although here I managed to blunder. King c7 is already a mistake. There is some checks here with knight d5 and knight b5. I mean, a5 is such a typical move, but somehow I thought there is no problem. There was a problem. Yeah, now the position is already very good. Here there was something even better. Just bishop f5. And what's happening after rook b2? And now knight g4. Yeah, I don't know. Apparently there is some difference. But still, the position is much, much better, close to winning. Now it's winning. And actually it was strong. I'm just wondering, knight c3 here. Okay, I have knight d4. He takes, I take there. And otherwise I have bishop b3, okay. And it's fine. And otherwise, I'm winning pretty easily here. Okay, good game. Finally, yeah, I guess mainly I have difficulties because of the first ever live tournament with live commentary for me, and I guess I'm too nervous. But other than that, I can still play a good game. Let's see if we have any other games, because normally I play too often. Ah, okay, we have a break here. We have a break after this round, but we still have some games. Here we have a queen against the rook, and Penguin, very famous guy, is playing as black. It's not that simple to win because black has everything protected. Even though you have an extra queen, well, it's not simple to win. Now it should be simpler because somehow the pawns are going going to be lost. Maybe not. Maybe f5 still survives. I mean, according to the engine, it's completely winning, but objectively, I mean, practically, it's not that simple to win. Let's see if white manages to do that. Now the f5 pawn is very, very weak. Queen g6. Why not queen g6? I mean, the king go to h3. Now the rook is also not protected, so it might get lost. Yeah, now it's getting lost. Normally, you always try to make sure that your rook is protected, but this time it's not possible. Okay, still no questions and no games. Okay, then let's take a quick break because it's round 8. There is a 6 minutes break now, and I'm gonna be back with round number 9. Okay, I'm back here and we still have 3 rounds to go. I currently have 4.5 out of 8, if I'm not mistaken. That's already not that bad as it was in the beginning. I start to find my play a little bit. So here we have one player with 8 out of 8. That's wonderful time. Yeah, that's quite a famous blitz player. I've seen his nickname quite often. And yeah, apparently a strong Grandmaster, just not that well known overall. And we have Igor Kovalenko, also from Ukraine. He has 7 out of 8, very, very strong, especially in Blitz. He's well known for that. And Hikaru also only has 6.5 out of 8, so not normal Hikaru standard, so to say, but he can still win the last 3 games and get the first place, I guess, with 9.5 out of 11. It's more or less possible. Vladimir Kramnik is also playing in the tournament. That's my dream, to play against Vladimir Kramnik. But yeah, I have to win a lot of games to get to him. Currently I have 2 little points. As always, feel free to ask your questions, and I guess we are about to start. Yeah. Okay, I'm playing as white against the FIDE master. Gonna play d4. Gonna try to be active. d5. Let's play c4. Start from this side of the board, knight c3. And maybe bishop g5. e3. Here, strike queen c2. 5. Okay, yeah, I know the line with knight f3, knight d2, but here it's a little bit different. Not sure what is I guess I have to take. I mean, here it's not that dangerous because I always have this knight a2 line, just protecting. My knight is not yet on f3, but he plays knight takes d5. As the bishop has to step away, otherwise I'm gonna lose it. And now knight e2. I understand that it's kind of not that great in terms of my development, but I'm gonna play a3 and, well, I mean, his bishop is also not that great. Maybe he has knight e4. Can that be possible? Yeah, my rook is still pinned, but I guess now I can play rook c1. And finally something should happen here. Either it's gonna go back, and then maybe I have e4, right? Hopefully I have this move. But yeah, d4 might be weak there. Maybe I should have played rook d1 instead of rook c1. Rook c1 was not necessary. But okay, I also have e5, knight d5, takes, bishop d3 with the tempo. I mean, my dream is to play the knight on d6 and in general to play against this bishop on c8, which is very, very passive there. That is why he plays rook e8. But rook e8 is not that active, not attacking this pawn. I hope that bishop d3 is a good move here, threatening e5. Because I don't want to lose my pawn for nothing, so I hope that I always have this resource. Move e5. And of course it's bad that my knight is hanging. I still am not castled, and the rook, yeah, I would be much more happy to have it on d1 instead of c1, because I had enough defenders back at the time. I didn't need the rook on c1. Wait, knight d5. So it's bad for me to take here. I take there, then knight takes. And then he's gonna attack my pawn on d4. But maybe I have e4. Oh, still my knight is pinned. If I play bishop g3, it takes. I take, queen takes. Problem is my pawn is hanging. And if I take with the rook, then rook d8. I mean, his bishop is still very clumsy. I don't know. I feel like I have to take here. Maybe I'm wrong, I mean, to leave my beautiful center, but now it's gonna be attacked. Maybe I have d5, so I don't want to take, definitely. But d5 I kind of like, because h7 pawn is going to be under attack, and maybe in the end of the day it would be important that my rook is on c1. Maybe it's gonna pay me off. He's not taken there, and unfortunately I never have the move b4. Then I have just to defend it, I guess. Yeah, it's not much. Maybe I can play queen b3, attack on b7 and potentially on f7. Let me try. Takes, takes, takes. I mean, I'm certainly more active here. How do you defend everything? Well, now I should be winning. Just rook takes, and bishop takes. Or bishop takes. I mean, everything is winning. Less. Yeah, just bishop takes. I'm attacking the rook. If he takes, I'm taking with the queen and winning the rook. Otherwise, I have an extra bishop. Okay. That worked somehow. I guess I have to believe a little bit more in myself, and then it's gonna be better. No questions? Well, I have won like 3 games in a row. How do you feel about that? A little bit finding my game? Because normally I should get around like 6-7 points in this Title Tuesday tournaments. 91.4% accuracy. That's already better. Let's see what I have. I missed here. Bishop h4 is a mistake. Ah, there is e4 and knight x and bishop d2. Okay. Yeah, I didn't know that. That's actually a very clever idea. And then the bishop might take. Yeah, I like it a lot. I have to remember that before. Knight d2, I'm protecting here. Yeah, rook c1 was a mistake. Rook d1 is the best move. Rook d1 should have been played. And now he should have just played rook d8 like I was worried about, but was hoping for e5 there. Takes, what was the best here? He takes d. Actually, I thought that it's not working. Ah, okay, I have bishop takes h7, I forgot about that. And if the king goes somewhere, just takes on c4, on c6, and bishop e4, and just enjoy an extra pawn. Yeah, that makes sense. Somehow I thought I can't take on d5 because he's gonna get 2 bishops, and yeah, I mean, I still have my king in the center. Felt like it's a better thing to do. But this position is also much better for white, like +1 here. Queen to b3 is actually not the best move. d6. Ah, okay, now the rook is there. Because earlier I thought about d6, but I felt like knight c8 and I'm gonna lose a pawn at some point. But here he has to go there, and then there is queen to b3 with a double attack. Yeah, that makes sense. Takes... And here knight takes d5 is already a big mistake from black. But it's already not a pleasant position. Yeah, and here I'm just winning. Okay, a nice round here. So I have 5.5 out of 9, and I feel like now I'm gonna get a very strong opponent. Tell me please, what are your thoughts? How do you find my play? Let's take a look at Vladimir Kramnik. I always find it fascinating to watch his games. So he has 3 against 3. Everything is equal here. He's playing as black. I suppose he wants to win the game. Also, his opponent has less time. f2 is hanging. Yeah, now he's gonna get f2 pawn and... Wait, what? Ah, knight c7. Oh, but that might be a very bad position because there are 2 connected passers now, and yeah, simply an extra pawn. Of course, still the probability of a draw is pretty high, as you need just to sacrifice your knight for 2 pawns, but I guess, yeah, it's not really that possible to make a draw. Black is just gonna push the pawns forward step by step. No, king. That is a weird sequence of moves. I guess f4 and king f5 was the way to go on. Now it's a draw. I mean, here with the king on e6, there was f4 check, king goes to e4, knight f6 check, and then king f5. It seemed to be the right way to continue. Okay, do we have any more games? Yeah, just 2 games. Once again, in against rook. No questions from you guys? Yeah, somehow the queen should win here, using the fact that the rook must go away, and then it's disconnected from the king, and then it's possible to win the rook. No, queen b4 feels weird. Of course, the problem is there are just 50 moves. If the side with the rook survives those 50 moves, it's a draw. But of course, especially in a blitz, there are always so many threats that it's not simple. So here, once again, the rook is disconnected, and you should try to use this fact somehow. So king e1 is not possible, has to go that way. And then, yeah, queen goes step by step. No, queen c6. Okay, there is no check. Might be actually a very strong move. Now queen c5. Yeah, now it's winning. That was strong. Checkmate. Okay. So now we have 2 champion rounds. Round number 10 and number 11. Okay, strong Grandmaster. I guess from Russia, but I'm not entirely sure. So, playing the Philidor defense. Let's see what he's up to. c4. The main line. Rook e1, a5, knight b6, attacking the bishop. Knight d7, bishop b3 is not the main line because I'm gonna attack it. Takes. Not sure how you're supposed to play here afterwards. So, knight d7 is always tempting, but might be too slow. Knight f5. Well, I have knight e5 as a tempo. Or maybe even knight c5, but knight e5, queen g3, I have bishop h4. Let me try it. I mean, of course, I have a risk of f4 at some point, but hopefully I have some initiative here. I have to finish my development, maybe play bishop g5 at some point. Now I have bishop h4 with a tempo. I mean, this queen is annoying here, so... Ah, okay, he goes that way. But f4 is still not possible because of this obstacle. Bishop e6. Is that a move? I mean, takes. That feels good. g3. Somehow I thought that it's gonna be very passive, but maybe it's fine because yeah, bishop e6 might have been a mistake. Okay, I have c5, takes, and I'm threatening knight f3. I mean, knight f3 is a huge threat here. Let me play c5. I'm weakening the square, which is normally not the thing you want to do. Here I'm not playing knight f3 because my queen is also hanging. Wait, maybe I should do it. Knight f3. Here you can go, here you can't go. You must go to h1. And then it's still a fork. And it's still a fork. Now takes. Okay, so now I'm an exchange up. Actually, I have to win this game. I'm not sure if I'm gonna achieve that. Takes and bishop d4. Because otherwise, yeah, I'm losing the pawn there. 6. I have to get to his king somehow, or just exchange the queens. And not losing too many pawns. Maybe I should have played rook c1 instead of f6. d5 takes. Maybe I have rook d8, so because if you take with the rook, then my queen is very active. If you take with the knight, then the rook is hanging. And otherwise, I want to play d5. Although he has e5. Maybe I have to play e5, attack here and here. That is actually good. I want to play e5. Okay, I have 1 minute. I have to be fast because once again I'm gonna lose because of time. So rook takes d6. Check. Let's play e5. He plays f5, I have d5. And then I'm attacking this pawn. Okay, that's strong, but I also have a pawn now. This knight is a little bit offside, like it's standing nice, it's protecting the pawn, but hopefully I have some activity. f5, maybe I should step back with the king just in case, but I want to bring my rook here. Okay, let me take. I don't need to blunder my rook somehow along this diagonal. But maybe queen d5 check is always kind of saving me. Yeah. Well, there is also queen to c7. A bit annoying. Maybe check. Because the queen is controlling everything here, and maybe rook f2, e7. No, I can take it, and I have queen f7 in the end. I can also bring my rook back and play rook d2. I really hope that everything is protected, and otherwise rook d2 should be winning. Rook f1 is an interesting idea, but I don't want to weaken my king. Maybe rook d1, actually. Oh no. Takes. No, now knight g5. g5? And now I'm about to blunder something. So scary, so scary. I just need one move. Oh no, now rook is hanging. Ah! 4 seconds. But I have some extra pawns, right? Just need to stabilize the position. A little bit. Okay, how do I win from here? Oops. Oh no! I'm blundering everything. Crazy, crazy. It was so winning, so winning. My God. How do I... okay, have to get to the spawn. Rook d5 was the right move. Now I'm even losing. Yeah, that's always happens. I have a great position, but then I'm just blundering everything because of the time. And I had time, but it didn't help. Didn't help. Crazy, crazy game. I mean, I was so much winning, so much winning. Let me take a look at this seemingly beautiful game, but then I spoiled everything. Let me know in the comments what you think about it. So the failure defense is always just going great for me. Bishop e6 was a mistake, actually. F5, right, F5. I felt like I have to activate somehow, but yeah, C5 was a great move. Yeah, true. That was, wait, king to H1 is a blunder? King to G2? But I mean, because you take the bishop in the end of the day. No, but I can just take here. And then you take back with a queen, okay. Yeah, that's somehow difficult to understand, but this position is so winning. I thought that it's so winning. I have this, come on, there was a pawn hanging on h3 and then it's immediately over. I've completely missed that. I played queen e5 to attack this pawn, but I forgot that h3 pawn is just hanging. Okay, but still it's so winning. Rook f3, rook takes b3, I mean e3, you can do everything. Yeah, somehow this knight c7 suddenly creating some difficulties, checks, knight e6, and the threats are just coming and coming. Now knight f7 is a threat, now queen h7 is a threat, and I don't have any time and I'm spending it. Here was the key moment. Like the last move, just take it with a pawn. I have 9 seconds, just take it with a pawn and the game is over immediately. Rook d2, rook f2, queen h5, just king g8, there is no check more. And I'm blundering here. Do I have an immediate win? No, rook e8. Still 2 extra pawns here, but somehow I missed everything. Because I missed something there. Okay, 4. What is, how do you win this? Rook c4, wrong strategy. It's tough somehow. The engine says +3, but I mean -3 for black, but so difficult. Yeah, this one is also completely winning. Queen to f5. Why do you go to d7? Queen f5 is so much better. Because I didn't see queen f5. Then g4 and then queen f4. Yes, that is exactly what I wanted to achieve, but I have missed the fact that I can go to f5. Rook g3 and h5. No, h5, I guess with 2 seconds on the clock, I would never find this move. And otherwise, I mean, h5 is -10 here. Imagine that. And every other move is just equal, like 0, 0, 0. And only h5 is winning because apparently it's checkmate somehow. But with 2 seconds on the clock, I would never make it. Okay, so it was already tough. And queen d5 is another mistake. After rook e4, it's winning again, but I have to play h5 again, or queen to c6, some kind of very tough moves. Yeah, and here I just missed completely that. Okay, we have a new game. Have a new game. The last round, another... Oh no, I missed the whole 3 minutes. There was no sounds. I have just 17 seconds. I thought I have 3 minutes. My God. I mean, this position is literally practically winning for black, but I have 16 seconds. Crazy. They should somehow improve it on chess.com. It's so bad that you are missing the games because there was no sound there. Or maybe I was disconnected or something. It was so interesting for me to analyze the games that I have missed this one. Come on, I lost because of time. So unfortunate. It's so unfortunate. I have lost because of my internet connection. Yeah, apparently it's not that great today. I don't know. The internet is so bad in Germany. Just disconnected and I lost the whole time. Because the position is already completely winning. I'm an extra pawn. I have 2 bishops. I just need to develop. My move was bishop to f5. Yeah, and instead of 6.5 points, which was pretty much normal, I have now 5.5. Okay, that is life. Shit happens, internet disconnects. That is how it's going. Do you still hear me and see me? I'm not even sure because you're not writing anything in chat. Ah, okay, so I didn't have the comments. You have written a lot of comments, but haven't seen it. What is good? Okay, so my tournament is over. It was very bad. Although at some point I have won a lot of games in a row. But then firstly I have missed this beautiful win against a very strong player, and then yeah, then I have lost because of internet problems. What is a good defense for the London opening? Yeah, the same thing as I am doing: d6, knight f6, maybe g6, bishop g7, because when the bishop is staying on f4, wait, let me show something to you. When the bishop is standing on f4, it's pretty stupid against this pawn on d6. So why is it so wide? I don't know. But the point is the bishop is not that great. And then you play just normally knight f6, g6, bishop g7. So pretty much the king's Indian. It works perfect against the London. What was your peak rating all time? Do you mean online or ELO? Classical? I like my classical peak is right now. Like the 1st of May, it's gonna be 24-18 because I have played the tournament very good. Online, I have no idea. I normally don't play that great online. Games are too fast with those endgame blunders. Yeah, that's true. They're tough. They're creating a lot of threats, and then without the time, you find yourself in trouble. I'm sorry I had to leave for some time. What's the score? So I have got 5.5 out of 11 at the end of the day. I should have won this last game because I had a completely winning position in the end, but my internet disconnected, and so I lost on time. Very important question: Burger King or McDonald's? McDonald's. Are we playing in only one title Tuesday? Not sure what you mean. If you mean the next one next week, then maybe. If you mean the next one today, like there is also the late title Tuesday, then definitely not, because it's gonna be too late for me. Well, you don't know how to play chess. Yeah, I definitely don't know how to play chess. You just had to push the rook in front of the pawn. I'm not sure which game you mean. I guess the previous game when I have blundered everything there, but my rook was in front of the pawn. Or no, it was behind the pawn. Not sure what you mean, which position, but probably you're right. Anyway, is the tournament over or do we have any games? Caro is still playing. Okay, let's take a look. It's a fascinating game. Probably fighting for the prizes. Previous, yeah, in the previous one I was completely winning, but somehow it didn't went the right way. Hikaru won on time, but the position is completely draw. Yeah, that's typical Hikaru. Do we have any other games? Wait. Yeah. Two strong Indian guys. White is completely winning here, having an extra knight and a pawn. Meanwhile, feel free to ask the last question. I'm cheering for you. Thanks a lot. Well, today it was my first live stream with a tournament. So it was very, very nervous for me for some reason because the time is ticking and yeah, it's tough. But with the time, like till the end of the tournament, I was already much better and feeling much better and playing much better. But unfortunately, then some internet problems was doing that. And in the previous round, yeah, I should have won, of course, against this strong Grandmaster. That would have been very good. Then I would have 6.5 out of 10 and getting a very strong opponent. That would be very interesting. Good luck in the next one, man. Thank you very much. Yeah, I guess the tournament is about to end. Now White is winning. Getting 8 points out of 11, pretty good. There are recently so many strong grandmasters and in general chess players from India, just incredible. Yeah, wonderful time, 10 points out of 11. And yeah, Igor Kovalenko is getting the third place. I'm happy for him because it's my countryman. And I guess it's a good moment for us to end the stream. If there are no questions, you're not yourself today. Yeah, maybe I'm not. Maybe I'm just too nervous. Hopefully it's gonna be better next time. So thank you very much for your support. Thank you very much for being with me. And yeah, hopefully see you again next time. Bye bye.